Hello viewers and welcome to a brand new episode of Anzenmezzeron Hell Games, where I will showcase actual plays of Magna Gothica Maleghast. In today's episode, Deadsouls vs Goregrinders, with real actual human as Deadsouls and myself as Goregrinders. Wow, this episode is already off to a good start. So in last episode, you probably already knew how Goregrinders work. Here's my build, with 2 Carnifexes, 2 Pain Wheels, 1 Pain Ghoul, and of course, the Warlord. The main focus of this build is the synergy between Pain Wheel and Pain Ghoul, as Pain Ghoul can just slap 2 speed tokens on anything, making Pain Wheel even faster, but also, Pain Wheel can turn the speed tokens into strength, making them very lethal. Carnifex can gain strength tokens on their own, but that means spending a turn. Also, Furious Roar, you gonna see Furious Roar a lot for a very obvious reason that will be revealed later. Onto the Deadsouls, real actual human has made a black mass consisted of 2 Sacrifice, 2 Chosen, 2 Banshee, and the Dark Priest himself. Deadsouls' strategy is actually very simple: wall the fuck up everything and throw weak tokens everywhere. They also have this Doom thing, but honestly it's not very reliable. Don't rely on that as your killing power. Instead, rely on things like Banshee, which can shoot right through walls, making them a massive danger. You will see why very soon. Now, let's talk about the map. This is Old Maggie. Do not approach Old Maggie. Old Maggie is considered as a 2x2 wall that will deal 2 damage to you if you get pushed or pulled into her space, ignoring armor. Also, this map is weirdly 8x6 for some reasons. Actually, all the special scenario maps is 8x6, I have no idea why, but I guess it works better this way or something. But essentially, this is a very normal map aside from the massive hazard that's sleeping right in the center of the room, and on round 6, if the result of the fight is a draw, she wakes up and eats everyone. Also, take notice that Old Maggie is considered as wall. This will be very important later on. This match will also be done in real actual humans Roll20 room instead of mine, which is why it looks so differently. His room has macros, so that's gonna make things easier. Now, let's roll for initiative. And real actual human gets to go first, moving a Chosen down and using Tomb Raiser to raise a wall, which thanks to Foul Monuments upgrade, letting it do this at range 3. This will get annoying very quickly and demonstrating exactly what you will be facing when fighting Deadsouls. With that done, the Goregrinders start their first turn with the Warlord immediately using Furious Roar to make all his units step 1 and also gain a speed token. This is a very powerful act ability as it lets every single Goregrinders units to move across the entire map insanely quickly, letting you take control over a significant part of it before your enemies could get readied. I definitely suggest that you take this if you play as Goregrinders, even if you most likely will only be using it on round 1, because often, it's the only round you need it for. However, just as Goregrinders can quickly make a killing, I also quickly made a big fucking mistake of moving my Warlord here, thinking that he's perfectly safe because Old Maggie is considered as a wall. Let me tell you this, against Deadsouls, wall is no longer your friend, wall is your fucking nightmare. Get the fuck away from the wall. Only danger is going to come out of it. The second Chosen on the right side of the map then also uses Tomb Raiser, and got real lucky this time, raising up a wall and 2 more adverse terrain, making this side of the map a hell to maneuver, then ran over here to escape the wrath of the Goregrinders. Also, yes, you can now move your units after acting. I think in the initial version of the game, this was not possible, but well, that's what updates are for. However, remember, Goregrinders are stupidly fast and I just gave them speed token. One of the Carnifex just barely managed to reach next to its victim, a Sacrifice, and immediately chainsawed it in half. However, on death, the Sacrifice don't turn into corpse, it turns into adverse terrain or wall on 5+, making the map even more of a hellhole to move on, which is exactly what Deadsouls wanted. And now, one of the Banshee gets activated. Banshee is the Deadsouls Hunter, a unit heavily specialized in ranged attack. The primary ways of guarding yourself against Hunter type is hiding behind wall. This does not work against Banshee because, as I have mentioned, they have fucking wall hack in the form of Bale Scream. Worse, it's a line attack, so you don't even need to roll it, it just hits, and if the act is done through wall, Banshee gets 2 strength tokens, and thanks to the Siren upgrade, Bale Scream can pull all units in its area by 1. Reminder that getting pulled into Old Maggie deals 2 damage straight. Can you see where this is going? The smart move right now would be to use the Pain Ghoul to hook my Warlord out of the danger. Unfortunately, I'm not very smart. Instead, I used the Pain Ghoul to add 2 more speed tokens to my Pain Wheel, which, as mentioned above, give this Pain Wheel a lot of damage potential. Predictably, a second Banshee gets activated, but before that, thanks to soul gained from a Sacrifice being dead, the Dead Souls Dark Priest will be using that soul for Cyclopean Monolith, the first soul ability activation on screen, and he uses it to make a wall. Dead Souls in a nutshell everyone. The wall also inflicts a weak token on the Carnifex, reducing its damage on one attack. I'm starting to think that making wall is not Dead Souls theme, instead it's just being annoying as hell, which is weird, because that's Gargamex's theme. The second Banshee then Bale screamed the Warlord, pulling him towards Old Maggie, dealing a painful 3 damage to him, but it also damaged another Banshee in the process because it's a line pattern, which a Painwheel immediately takes advantage of, by moving up despite all the adverse terrains thanks to all the speed and give the Dead Souls the Dark Soul 1 PTSD, and thanks to Painwheel ability to use speed token as strength, that Banshee is dead, and one chosen is barely alive. The Dark Priest, intending to solve this problem quickly, spends another soul on another monolith, swings his Doom Blade, yes it's called that, which thanks to him being on an elevation, it hits and deals 2 damage to the Painwheel because it is isolated, and also dooms it. The other Carnifex then moves up, once again despite all the adverse terrain plus a fire hazard that deals 1 damage to it, and chainsaws the weakened chosen in half. The remaining sacrifice moves down and shudders the Painwheel, dealing 1 more damage to it, and because of another soul gained from dead unit, the Dark Priest once again put up another monolith, this time fully walling up the map, and also inflicting a weak on the other Carnifex. The Painwheel, last unit on Goregrinder's side, tried to slice up a wall, this takes 2 damage, but failed because it only dealt 1 damage. Round 1 ended, and round 2 began with both sides gaining 1 soul. Seeing that half of his units got carved up, the Banshee got activated once again to try to finish off my Warlord, which thanks to the strength token, it was fucking painful. I'm being eaten alive here. Seeing the Warlord is about to perish, the upper Painwheel, with speed tokens gained from spin out, attacks the Dark Priest. However, the Dark Priest just body blocked the attack with the sacrifice, sacrificing it, leaving another adverse terrain on its spot. The Dark Priest, trying to not take more damage as he only has 2 units left, uses Tear Soul on the nearby Carnifex, severely weakening it, essentially rendering it useless for its next turn or 2, then, he moves the heck away from the danger, and throws another goddamn monolith, inflicting even more bloody weak. My ass is getting fucking Tetrixed here. Finally realizing that I should get the hell out of here, the Warlord moves away from the wall and most importantly, away from the Banshee's line of fire, then spend a soul on Ignite to overcharge the upper Carnifex, and uses Apoplexy to gain strength and Berserk tokens in case I ever get to punch the Dark Priest. I never get to. Because while my Warlord is safe from Banshee by standing away from its line of fire, he is not safe from the Chosen, as the Chosen can literally kidnap people through wall with a ranged act, dealing another 2 damage to the Warlord, but thankfully, Goregrinders have Blood Rage, keeping him alive despite being at 0 health. However, I chose to concede at this point, as while I still have way more units than Dead Souls, I just will not be able to do enough damage in time. 2 of my units have too damn many weak tokens on them to deal damage to the Chosen or Banshee, 2 of my units are stuck behind a wall, and only 1 is capable of dealing with the situation. So, I suppose the lesson of this matchup is that, even if you can wipe out your foe's black mass, it doesn't matter if your Necro is about to die. Also, when fighting against Dead Souls, stay the hell away from the wall, just get away from them. And if you are playing as Dead Souls, walls and adverse terrains are your friends, make the map as screwed up looking as possible and it will always be in your advantage, unless so many of your units died that you ended up only able to pull a draw, which happens quite often apparently. Anyway, that's all for now, and I will see you all next time. Hello there, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell button. If you really want to support my channel, you could visit my Patreon page, or buy me some coffee, links in the description. Anyway, have a nice day.